I'm very miserly in the kitchen, and I learned that from my mom. She had a little restaurant in Lyon called Pelican. And when I was a kid, every day my two brothers and I used to walk with my mother to the market along the river, who started at 3 o'clock in the morning. She would walk the entire market looking and comparing product. My brother and I took what she bought back to the restaurant, and then we went to school, and my mother started cooking to be ready to serve for lunch at the restaurant. The dish may have been very simple, but they were very fresh every day. There was no refrigeration. 3 courses, including bread, service, everything included, a carafe of wine for 5 francs, about $1 at the time. She really had to use everything to make it worthwhile. And she did. That's where I learned to be thrifty in the kitchen. And today, Claudine and I are making some of the dishes that she served at the Pelican on Jacques Pépin Heart and Soul. Today we're doing a gratin of egg and Swiss chard. Does that remind you anything?
Of Mamie, always, and of you.
Yes,
Yes,
me too.
as well.
My mother used to do those type of things at Le Pelican, a little restaurant. Actually, when we were kids, we ate eggs much more than meat and poultry. That was our protein, and I still do.
Yeah.
I mean, that gratin here is a main course for our meal. So first we do hard-cooked eggs.
Okay, so.
All right, is that eggs hard-cooked or raw?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Well, you do this. See,
What
it
do you mean you
doesn't
do
turn.
this?
It doesn't turn. Does it turn?
Oh, no.
Give me one over there. This is hard cooked. The more solid it is, that will
Ooh.
stand. It will stand on the hand. Whoop. It stands
Very
totally on the
nice.
hand when it's totally solid and cooked. I think. Yeah, okay.
I hope so.
Now, you know, a lot of eggs that you have in restaurant, I judge a restaurant by this, all green around the yolk. And because when you put that eggs in water, the sulfur in the egg white goes toward the center of the eggs, get away from the heat. And it makes, there is a physical reaction with the iron in the egg yolk, and you have that beautiful green tinge all around and strong smell of sulfur. So to avoid this, we are going to cook the eggs and right away put them in ice cold water, so the egg feel the cold, the sulfur cross the egg white and dissipate in the water. But first, for your egg not to crack, people say to put salt. Salt doesn't do anything. If the eggs crack and if you have salt, it's like a Band-Aid, it prevents bleeding. But otherwise, on the round part of the eggs, there is the chamber, the air chamber here. So you make a hole in the air chamber, this one, and then when I put that into the water, the pressure that you have in the eggs here is going to come out there, and you will see like a little volcano. You know, the pressure comes out of this. You want to cook your eggs just under the boil, very simmering. If you boil it too much, it toughens the albumin. You know, again, the egg white. So 10 minutes this way, and after 10 minutes, we have some here. Pour out the water. You know, I put ice and water in it so that it cool up and leave it long enough so that it's cold inside. And what I do, I crack the eggs all over the place like this, and then you can start shelling it. Usually the best way to shell it is under water. And you go under the membrane, then it's going to be much easier to shell. Okay, here we have our eggs. With this, we are going to do Swiss chard.
Yes.
Which
is really great because this grows like crazy in the garden.
When I was a kid, we only used the rib, but they were very large. And with the green, my mother would do.
She'd do something else?
Like spinach, you know, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But here, we use the whole thing. Okay.
So it's just washed and cleaned up a little bit, and that's it.
Well, I wash them
I
first.
know, I said washed.
Okay. And because they are wet, there is enough wet in it, I'm just going to cook it this way. Nothing in the pan. Dash of salt. That's it. Are you going to do the bechamel?
I'll do the bechamel.
Okay, and then I slice the mushroom. And you know those mushrooms look a bit dirty, so I'm going to rinse them under water.
Okay.
Right there.
And in the meantime, I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of butter, 1.5 tablespoons of flour to a pretty hot pan. And I'm going to cook the flour, right?
You're going to melt your butter and you're going to put your flour to make a roux.
Right.
So now I'm slicing my mushroom.
And can you explain to me again why it doesn't make lumps? Because it doesn't make lumps when you do this. And I know it doesn't make lumps, but I don't understand
also
why.
when you do that type of thing, you know, go with the palm of your hand. You see in the corner like this here? Mm-hmm. That's where you, especially after you put the milk. Here we have the roux, flour and butter. It's hot. You put the milk cold in it, bring it to a boil, and that's it. You have a bechamel or a white sauce.
And this
My
is
mother called that a bechamel. In France, it's a bechamel. That's the name of it. Of course, when she came to this country, I told her it's called a white sauce. She thought it was really fancy name for it. So everything is.
I think it's ready for the milk.
That's it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't.
So you put the cold milk all at once.
Salt, pepper, like about 1.5 cups of mushroom. Here I have. So let's see that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're dry now. I don't want it wet.
Right.
Too wet because we have the sauce on top. We have cheese.
All right.
I put it in there.
So pretty much everything is cooked before it goes into the gratin dish.
Oh yeah.
So this you could assemble, 2 or 3 weeks before if you wanted to.
A couple of years.
Or at least a couple of hours.
Put a bit of olive oil in there.
Okay.
That's it. Here we are. I had never seen red Swiss chard in France when I was a kid. It was only the...
Only the green?
Yeah. Okay, mushroom.
Okay, this is just starting to get a little bit thick, I think.
1.5 cup of milk, and we add 1.5 tablespoons of flour. Mm-hmm. You can go up to 3 tablespoons of
Okay, now
flour
we're boiling.
per cup of milk to do a thick sauce at the base of a souffle. And as low as 1 teaspoon, which is a third, per cup of milk to do a very light cream sauce.
Here you go. I think it's done.
You see that going like this? Okay. Then stop it, yeah.
Stopping it.
Okay. So now we put this on top. You know, often I do it with Swiss chard or spinach, and I don't put any mushroom, but the day I did it probably had mushroom hanging around, and so let's use it. So you can see that the eggs, you slice it this way, and it should have a nice, bright color like this, without any of the green tinge on the other hand.
That is the perfect egg.
You know, those things here are terrific, to slice the eggs.
Yes.
Like if I do an egg salad, I cut it this way, turn it the other way, cut it this way, and I have the egg salad, already.
I love those things.
I can put it in there, doesn't matter, it's going to be covered anyway.
Right.
2 eggs, we give 2 eggs per person here.
2 eggs per person?
Yeah,
okay.
So I put 1 egg already, so you go ahead. We season, did I season? No, I didn't season the mushroom, so I'm going to put a little bit of that on top.
1 more here.
And I'm ready for the bechamel. All right.
This is such a beautiful first course, or dinner, or lunch, or snack.
And you want to...
and we'll put some cheese on top?
Yeah, you want to put some Gruyere on top. I could have had a little more sauce.
You think?
Yeah. You can put, of course, Parmesan cheese or other type of cheese, but conventionally, in Lyon, certainly, we use a lot of Gruyere, Emmentaler, Beaufort, Comté. Those are all those type of Swiss cheese. Okay.
Okay. Oof.
Smells
that
good.
Smells really good.
You see the red here a little bit?
Yeah, it bleeds just a little bit.
I love eggs.
I do too.
I love eggs with Gruyere.
Yeah.
mushroom too. I would do a meal with that any time of the day, of the year.
It's really good.
This one.
So here is the gratin of Swiss chard and eggs.
We're going to do a stew of radishes now. I mean, in spring, when I have a lot of radish in the garden around, I like to cook them too. And people don't really cook radishes.
No, it's pretty rare, and they're really good.
They are not really strong. I'm going to put a little piece of butter. I'm going to put a little bit of water so that they moisten a little bit, they soften a little bit.
Right, and the water will essentially evaporate, right?
Yeah, oh yes. The water will be gone by the time we do. A bit of salt. Dash of water. That's it.
Okay.
Lid. Okay. Well, you can see now it kind of become translucent.
Okay. Ooh, thank you.
So I'll uncover it now so that we evaporate the liquid a little bit, couple of minutes.
Okay.
Need
I
salt?
think it needs salt. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, put some salt in.
So when you hear it sizzling again, because there's butter in there, then it's done, right?
Yeah. Maybe we just put a little piece of parsley like this.
Like just the leaves?
Yeah. And I finish with a little bit of walnut oil to flavor it a little bit.
This is a terrific winter vegetable. I mean, it's-
Winter?
well, you know, spring.
when does the radish go in your garden?
Well, unfortunately, you
February?
can get radishes all year long.
Okay.
Right, so you just want to put these on top? I know I'm going to do it wrong anyway, so you might as well just rearrange
you
it.
did, it's amazing,
I know.
amazing what you did there. And okay, present it.
Okay, so this is just the sautéed
The
radishes.
stew of radish with walnut oil. This is another warm dish which is going to warm your belly
and your heart and your soul.
and your soul during the cold winter month. And it is a mixture of rib, which I'm going to cure, and small lima beans, and we have sausage, and we have
Kale and
Yes,
everything. So we're going to cure these ribs, right?
we're going to cure those ribs.
Okay,
yes.
so I know that that requires a bag.
And
what I
to
know.
start with, you can use them this way, but those are so much better if you cure them. Cure them until the fact that you're going to put them in salt, just like when you do ham, pate, anything that you cure, you put into salt.
But this is a special curing salt.
It is a curing salt. It's a curing salt, a mixture of a little more than 90%, 99% salt in this, and 1% of sodium chloride and sodium nitrate.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
the mixture of curing salt.
And it's not
And,
bad for you. I mean, people have done it for thousands of years.
The
so-
Greek used to do it, and then the Chinese discovered saltpeter also, and they made you know what they made with it? Gunpowder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I think I like this better than I like gunpowder. I know that you also put brown
A
sugar
little bit
in
of
here.
brown sugar. Quarter of a cup of this. Just put it in there. Shake the pan, and
It's like the original shake and bake.
Do it pretty close like this. I do it pretty close like that, so I can put it in the refrigerator
Okay.
this way. And then now distribute that thing, and every 2-3 hours, you know, you turn it from this side to this side, and
Right,
you cure
and-
it 24 hours.
24 hours.
The beauty of it, sometimes in curing, like when you cure salmon, for example, with salt, sometimes it cures to saturation, that is totally covered with salt. Then you have to calculate your timing, otherwise it gets too salted. Often when I do things, I measure the amount of curing salt. So 24 hours, but if I leave it 48 hours, even 36 hours, won't make any difference because it has absorbed that amount of salt and it doesn't absorb more than that. And
Right,
it's not
because
so
you didn't dunk it into salt to let it
Exactly.
absorb.
Here
Okay,
it-
I'm putting it in the fridge, right?
In the fridge, that's
Okay.
fine. Thank you. And then we have small lima beans there. So what I do when I use different type of beans, I put them on one side and kind of up, get out. Sometimes you have pebble and sometimes damaged beans or whatever. So you go through up this one here, You go through this way to clean it up.
Oh, and sometimes you get rocks.
Yes, but I've done it. Okay, give me the sieve, in.
Yeah.
You can use them like that, but I think it's a little bit better if you
You rinse them.
if you rinse them. Yes, so. Okay, just run it under water.
Okay.
Okay. Can give them to me in that beautiful pot.
Okay.
Okay. Salt in there.
And then water.
And that's it. That's the beginning of our recipe. So
And-
that will cook for 1 hour. Okay. My beans are not quite cooked now, but they have been cooking an hour and they are fine. So next step,
Okay.
the rib are ready.
So you cured these yesterday.
Yeah, those were cured. And now I want to rinse that under water.
And this will get rid of some of the salt.
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
the extra salt on top, but now they have been.
But now the color is totally changed.
The
and they
color will be
shrank
like the difference that you have between a roast of pork
Yeah.
and a ham.
Yeah.
Those rib will be beautifully red.
Got it.
And the kale.
So you just put the whole raw kale in there. I mean,
Yeah,
cleaned,
the raw
obviously.
kale. The kale cook a long time, and I'm gonna cook that. Bring that to a boil. Cook that 30 minutes. You know.
And the kale is so good. You know, Shori loves kale.
Yes.
Yep.
And after that, we put more meat in it. We're gonna put Italian sausage and kielbasa. I mean, you don't have to put all of this. And then all of the vegetable over there.
Yeah.
So, Claudine.
And this is a great thing to freeze and, you know, make a big pot of, and then you can freeze half of it
Oh,
and
yeah.
have it. Yeah, no, it's
So
really
this,
good.
This is, I'm not removing the casing. This is a natural casing here.
So you are removing it, or you
No,
don't want to
I'm
remove
not, because this is a natural casing.
Okay.
It's not plastic. It's made of
it? But this is
I mean,
cooked.
this
When you
one-
buy the kielbasa, it's
the
already
kielbasa
cooked.
is cooked. This one is not cooked. Italian sausage, you know. And we're going to cut it.
Just
this
in
way.
pieces?
This is going to go in it too. In 2 or 3 pieces, it's fine.
And then you
And-
want garlic, onions.
Onion, garlic, celery, carrot, leek. So we put a lot of vegetable in there. Smell like winter. Smell like the big stew. Okay. So that
Will
and
go
this,
in.
this and that will go in like 30 minutes. Whoa, it's been 30 minutes now.
And the kale's cooked down a lot.
Look at that,
Here.
Titin.
Yeah.
A beautiful red there. Not quite cooked because it's only 30 minutes. So that's it, huh?
Okay.
Bring the rib, all of that stuff. This is a big stew
That's a big stew.
for a lot of people. Yeah.
But this is so good. Like I said, I mean, this is, you make this and you freeze half of it. And then you have a wonderful, heartwarming, great dinner in a hurry.
That's it. There is enough liquid. I can push it inside, see the liquid come.
But the vegetables will also release
That
some
will go
liquid
down,
too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So bring that to a boil, and that will take. It's like before when I put the kale and the rib in it. I tell you to boil it for 30 minutes. You have to realize that it will at least take 10 minutes before it come back to a boil. Then you boil it 30 minutes. This will take another 10 minutes at least to come back to a boil. Then we boil it 30 minutes, and then we're ready to eat. And finally now, all the dishes is there. You know, I mixed it a couple of times. I mean, look at that.
It smells so good. And here, or
I think I will
that.
start with this.
All right.
I mean, look what we put in there. Boy, I tell you. I hope
Look at that.
hope you invited a lot of friends.
I did. That is a beautiful, beautiful. Oh, it smells so good, Papa.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, a bit of the green. All right. Now this. Still not too hot. Still have some liquid in there. Put some Tabasco for me in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tabasco is not very French, but it's very delicious.
I am not very French.
But you're very delicious.
Okay, here.
Can you taste?
Yeah, see now it's cooked.
Oh, yeah.
And you see the color of it. It's not, now it's cured, you know, and it.
You have like asbestos mouth. I need a second. Oh, so good.
Good stuff, huh?
And this is the kale, sausage, ribs, and bean stew.
Today, it wasn't a menu, right?
No, not really. It was wonderful, wonderful food, but not a menu. Some wonderful dishes to freeze.
To freeze?
To freeze.
No, you're not going to freeze those eggs. They're all main course. I mean, the egg is a main course.
Stews are main courses.
Yeah, stews are main course.
Yeah.
So we do just a light dessert like that, and I have
Oh, nice cantaloupe.
a cantaloupe here. Peel it thick enough because otherwise it's green underneath and you have to peel it again.
So you take the skin plus.
Yeah, your husband would do that very well. He's got big hand
Yes, he does.
to hold.
We have a lot of cantaloupes in the house.
Good. So this
Okay.
and this. Now at that point, cut it in half. I want to empty this.
Okay.
You know, the classic melon that we used to do when I was a kid was the melon like this. And we sell smaller melon, you know, cantaloupe melon, they were small.
Yeah, it's
So-
melon de caballon, isn't that?
Cavaillon, a small one, yeah. And we used to serve half a melon like that on the plate, empty, and fill that up with port wine.
Oh, that
You know,
sounds
that's what
nice.
the melon au Porto was really classic, you know. So here, what we are going to do is to put some blueberry there. I have maple
Maple syrup?
yes, I
Oh.
love to. And some lemon, a little bit of the zest of lemon. You could take it with a vegetable peeler, but you can do it with a,
Of course, you can do it with a
Knife
knife.
as well. and then maybe cut it to
gonna
give,
put this here.
to give a little bit of color to it and taste. I mean, the rind.
Yeah. The rind has a lot of taste. So should I take that and mix it together?
Yeah. I'm going to give you that.
Okay.
And the juice of the lemon. Put that to my clean finger. Maybe a little more. I like the.
Yeah. The lemon juice
You like
is
the
really.
lemon too. Sherry would like that.
Sherry
She
would
loves
like
lemon
that.
juice. Right? And what I do with that lemon now, with that melon now, melon and lemon make my life difficult. We cut big ring like this. You know.
Oh. Oh, that's
And
gonna
you
be
can
fun.
serve one thing. Bring your plate there, a ring of melon, and then fill it up with the thing in the center. And
Papa,
it's
you have
very
some
simple.
sage over there too. Are you
simple
gonna
dessert.
use sage?
Yeah, we can put a
this?
little bit of sage on top of it. Sage is not really used very often. But
Well,
I like,
certainly not in desserts.
well, you know, it has a wonderful fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
And you can put a bit of the juice on the outside.
There.
All right.
Right now, this one too.
And this is our very simple melon medley with blueberry and maple syrup. Going down memory lane, the spirit of cooking that my mother had. Maybe not the exact recipe, but her spirit is here. I wish she could have been here to enjoy it with us.
She's always here with us.
I agree with you. I hope you do those recipes for your friend. They will enjoy it. Happy cooking.
Happy cooking.